It was one incident exactly 10 years ago that changed a decades-long relationship. Israel and Turkey had close diplomatic ties until that day. They had cooperated in a variety of fields: security, energy, trade, and tourism. And then, the Mavi Marmara happened. It was an aid flotilla organized by the IHH, an Islamist Turkish organization, supposed to provide humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip, by then under blockade for 4 years. Israel said the flotilla was a terror-supporting act. It was eager to stop it. And it did. On May 31, 2010, at 4 a.m., Israeli commandos stormed the Mavi Marmara in international water. The plan was to take over the ship and change its route, but the activists on the ship planned otherwise. They waited for the soldiers with bats and knives, and as soon as the first soldier landed on board, the fight began. After over 40 minutes of face-to-face fight with the passengers, an Israeli soldier lost consciousness. At this point, the Israeli force fired the first gunshots. Then, the violence really started to escalate. Hours later, the clash was over, the Israeli military taking control of the flotilla. The cost was heavy. 8 activists were killed in the raid, and another was left in critical condition. He died of his injuries 4 years later. Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan commented that the raid was a murder done by a state, blaming Israel for killing Turkish citizens. The Turkish ambassador to Israel returned to Ankara shortly after. 2 years later, the Turkish Attorney General filed a lawsuit against Israel's then Chief of Staff, now Israel's Foreign Minister, Gabi Ashkenazi. At this point, Israel and Turkey were almost enemies. It took another 4 years and mediation by U.S. President Barack Obama for the damaged ties to begin to be repaired. In 2016, Israel apologized and paid over $20 million to the families of those who died that day. After that, the two countries sent new ambassadors to Tel Aviv and Ankara. But what was once a close alliance became an official, cold diplomatic relationship. And with Turkey becoming an important backer of Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood, it's hard to imagine relations warming in the coming years.